Hey guys, and today Sean and I are going to do the review, which was between Geelong and GWS at Startrack Oval, matey. We got the job done by 27 points. The headline this week is Cats claim a giant victory.
Nice pun, mate. I see what you did there. Good stuff. But it was a big win, wasn't it?
Yeah, just before we get into that big win, certainly underdone this week for the last 2 weeks. So yeah, as you can tell, bit of a cold, so I'm not quite 100%.
It's all right, mate. You'll get through it. You'll pull up for the win.
I bloody hope so. The Cats did, and we both didn't even watch it. We both had commitments. I had umpiring to do. Shorty had a game to cover at the local level, and the AFL have not even put it up on Smart Replay, but they've put every other replay up, so that's ridiculous. So I'm very frustrated with that. Otherwise I would have watched it this morning, but we're basically just going to go by the press conference, what we've read and what other people have said and stuff. So not the best review in the world, but we'll go anyway, mate. You got a few points for us?
Yeah, I do, mate. Not much we can do with these 145 games, is it, mate?
It's
we can't
terrible.
get to them, but that's the
Terrible
way it
timing.
goes. But no, it was a crucial win. We had to win that one, didn't we? We just sort of keep our finals chances alive, and
Ticking over.
I feel it hasn't been recognised too much. We've beaten the Dogs, beaten the Giants. They're pretty good wins away from home. The Giants and the Dogs is a very good win, and people talking about how Port Adelaide are still in the finals race and all this, beating the Bombers. Well, no one's really. I mean, they've mentioned us, but pretty good wins by the Cats, because I think maybe me and you may have slightly undersold the side, or even perhaps
Going by our tips, yeah.
perhaps was unexpected. So that was great, and it could have been an even bigger victory, considering they scored 2 goals in that last, was it a minute or so?
Yeah. Not disappointingly enough.
Yeah, plus we kicked a little bit inaccurate, so for 95% of the game, keeping for 4 goals, that's a big tick to the defence, which has probably been our positive for much of the year. But I'm enjoying the look of our side now. It's starting to finally getting a few players back, and we finally didn't suffer any injuries, which is good.
Thank goodness.
Just the introduction of Bartel and Kelly back in that midfield or around the ball, and Duncan as well, is really good. So I thought that was impressive, and Motlop, Caddy, Guthrie sort of backing up some of their performances of last week.
We do need that.
That's
Lots
right.
of consistency and continuity if we want to move forward and do well.
That's it. I mean, we know they can play well, but I think sometimes it's good one week, then it's off the next. So it's
Certainly,
good.
yeah.
Especially Motlop is sort of playing like a guy who looks like he wants to be around.
Yeah, at the moment with his form, the last few weeks,
When
it's put his hand up.
Yeah, you can't always just read it as simply as that, but it was good for sure. And I like the spray from Scotty at 3/4 time. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you'll have to.
There you go.
I forgot to mention to you pre-video actually, but he got stuck into it. He got stuck right in.
Well, he must have watched the video last week, because I said we need some emotion from you, Scotty.
Hands were flying about, mate. He
That's
wasn't
good.
happy. I think we were 16 up at the time, and probably
From memory, it was a bad third quarter. That's what I heard.
let him back in the game a little bit, and we obviously responded, and used sparingly. That's important. As for his press conference, I might let you touch on a couple of things, but it was pretty basic, Scotty.
Yeah,
normally.
it was. Yeah,
But,
he's always funny to listen to.
yeah, exactly. Look, not seeing the match, you're sort of limited on those finer points. Can't help that, but definitely the main thing is we stay in touch with the 8. I would love us to play finals. I think that'd be really exciting. And look, starting to form into the side we maybe think we can be. And
That's
a little
right.
bit, which we'll touch on later in the video, happening at VFL level, which is great too.
Awesome, mate. Did we win the clearances?
By I think 2. I think it was
Very
36, 34 or something. So
Sounds about right to me.
yeah, no, that was good. But what did you not see or hear from the game? What did you read about?
Basically, I just read watched a bit of the highlights, I guess.
Yeah.
So you don't really get a great deal out of the highlights, but had to watch something, I guess. But the defence was solid by all reports. They really stood up, and I guess if GWS kicks 6 goals, 6, it probably says your defence is going well. And a good stat, mate. We've conceded 106 points in the last 2 weeks.
That's
against the Dogs and the Giants. So it's showing that our defence is standing up and limiting the opposition's scoring. A bit like Fremantle, but
yeah.
it has been pretty footy the last few weeks, but we're getting the wins and we're almost not expecting them as well, so it's that's a bonus as well. And the fact that the Giants were kept goalless for 49 minutes, which was put in the report, another pleasing thing, which doesn't happen too often with us. It probably used to be, but it's sort of crept back a little bit there, which was always good to see.
Yeah.
But the one question I have for GWS is, during the week they admitted Pat Full was not going to play with Hawkins. and Hawkins kicked 5, and we win by 27 points. So I don't know what Leon Cameron was trying to do there. The only thing I can guess is he was giving Core a bit of a lesson, but GWS has somewhat of a chance to play finals. If they win these games, they have to win. So it makes me think, why not have Pat Full if you're a chance at the finals? So because he would not have kicked 5 on Pat Full, I can absolutely guarantee it.
Yeah, it's a very interesting point you raise. I mean, it's one thing sticking with a youngster for a bit, but it gets to a point where it's like, after 3 goals and all these contested marks, surely you make the move. And while they probably aren't winning any flags this year, it's, to play finals would be a great experience for their group.
Oh,
and
for sure, mate, yeah.
It was almost the move of a side developing and taking away the result, which was strange.
Yeah, very strange at this point of the year, but anyway. The double amount of scoring shots of GWS, which is always promising. Kick 9-15, they kick 6-12, so I mean, if we kick straighter, we win by 7 goals or so. So, we still got the win though, and a reasonable margin as well to go with it.
Yeah, that's right. Our percentage isn't quite at the 100 mark yet, but
no, hasn't been for the whole year, I don't think.
No, not really.
No, well, if you start off badly, then you're up against it.
Yeah,
with a few big losses, but anyway, that's sort of how we saw well, not that we saw it, but what we read into it, I guess. So, good win by the Cats, much needed win, and gives us that finals chance, just a bit of a cider there. But
sure, mate.
We'll look ahead. When we look ahead later on in the video, we'll give the votes out, mate. Very tough because we didn't see or hear anything.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But I think it was a clear top 2 on the ground, seemingly.
Yep, correct.
And certainly the stats would suggest Motlop was seemingly best on ground. I think he had the 30-odd touches, a couple of goals in there.
That always helps.
At one point, we only had 2 goal kickers, and I think we kicked about 8 goals, something like that, 7 goals maybe. So that's a strange little stat in itself. So Motlop getting back to his line-breaking best, plenty of bounces,
that's what we want.
Taking the game on is great. 2 votes to Tom Hawkins. Good to see him back to some of his best form.
Yep.
Albeit against a lesser opponent, but he cashed in, was the dominant big man on the ground, and managed to almost be the difference between the 2 sides, being such a key figure.
Yep.
And the one vote was tricky because obviously they were clear 2. We had a lot of other contributors.
Certainly, yeah.
Selwood came to mind, Bartel, Kelly, but I went with Harry Taylor in the end.
Big age.
Yeah, I think Jeremy Cameron was held very quiet. I don't think
scoreless.
Which
is what you're probably trying to say there. But
I know he didn't kick a goal, but there you go.
It's amazing effort.
Impressive.
Yep.
I don't know if he had the job on him for the whole day, but certainly would have had him at times, and it's a team defence factor. Harry also had a few marks and plenty of the ball for Harry's standards, which is great, and good to see him getting back to some better form because he's had an okay year without reaching the heights we know he can. So
for sure, like in 2013.
Yeah, thought I'd sneak him in for a vote there.
Very good, mate.
What do you reckon, mate?
Pretty similar, actually. 3 to Motlop, he got the 31 disposals, 3 marks and a couple of goals. He's back to almost his best form and getting plenty of the footy and also hitting the scoreboard where we need him most. 2 votes to Tommy Hawkins, 11 disposals, 8 marks and 5 goals next to his name. If you put Trav Cloak on core, how many's a kick? Maybe 2 or 3, but
a couple out in the full.
A couple out in the full maybe as well. But no, he took his chances. I don't know what he kicked. I think he kicked. Do you know when he kicked 5 goals?
Not sure. It's fairly accurate though, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he missed too many. So no, that's exactly what we need from Tommy. In some good form, and certainly playing on a not so great opponent certainly helps him. But you got to kick him as well. So he did a very good job there. And the 1 vote, I didn't know, but I went with James Kelly in the end. 26 disposals and 6 marks, and I'm not sure if I'm getting him votes for a while, and I just honestly didn't know. Who to go with?
Votes there.
Kelly, I really do rate Kelly. I reckon he can go on next year. I mean, I don't know why they're talking about Kelly in the same mould as Stokes and Rivers and McIntosh, but I think he's one of our better players and probably our top 8.
Yeah.
So there you go. Those are our votes. Don't have too much backing up because we haven't seen much or heard much, as we keep saying. So
yeah, that's it, mate.
There you go. But to your segment, mate, the chopping block / team selection match committee section.
Yeah.
How do we sort of see this week?
Yeah, I see a few interesting things on the horizon, mate. I'll start off with the VFL. Vardy, Cowan are back, and of course Menzel.
The big boy Menzel.
Don't think they've played in the same team of any formation since round 11, 2011, I think it is.
Yeah, it's all around 2010, but yeah, one of those.
Amazing.
Great.
Amazing. So, great that Vardy and Cowan got through the game, especially Vardy, because Cowan's been back at times and just suffered little injuries, but Vardy was a long time coming, so that was great.
For sure.
And Menzel, bring him in this week, I reckon.
You got to, I reckon. Yep.
I mean, I'm not privy to his kilometres and how much match fitness he has at the moment.
Or needs.
But, yeah, if they have built it up to AFL standard, I reckon he plays.
Yeah, yes, do.
Part of me feels they might take that extra cautious approach, as they always do.
Always.
And give him that extra week. But we played Brisbane, which we'll touch on, at home. You know, the Lions are struggling.
Yeah.
It's not going to be too tough a game in comparison to a lot. So
get some confidence up for him.
That's right. Some easy ball. Hopefully ease him into it. Play him as a sub. You know, just
do whatever.
Do whatever he needs.
Otherwise, he might never play again. I say it? Touch wood.
That's the thing. And, you know, with finals now on the horizon again, definitely a guy we'd want there. So you'd want to give him a body of work, as Gary Lyon loves to say, leading into a potential final series. A couple other points. Stokes was very good.
32 touches on the weekend.
And I believe Hall and Smith was named the best, I'm pretty sure.
Correcto.
Which leads me to this little debate. Stokes versus Hall and Smith. A lot of people are saying Stokes comes back. Even Scott alluded to in the press conference. I'd play Hall and Smith.
I agree.
Of the two. Yeah, there you go. So I think you know pretty much what you'll get from Stokes, and by no means is that poor or anything, but I don't think he'll be there next year.
No.
And I'd like to see even Hall and Smith get another chance.
Who's in our next premiership team, Stokes or Hall and Smith, is probably the question people need to ask themselves, I guess.
That's right, and neither of them are overly quick. They play similar roles. They more accumulate than damage, sort of inside, link up. So I think, you know, on paper there's not too much difference between them aside from their age and potential upside. So
absolutely.
My thoughts there. And as for the AFL team, Kirsten and Walker got to have a little bit of heat on them. Obviously push for spots with that ruck position not really being taken by anyone, so they might...
Injury and stuff.
Yeah, might get more chances there. I feel Lang and Gregson may need a rest in the twos.
Couldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, just tiring out a little bit. A bit like Buse possibly was slightly rested.
Yeah.
A little bit of form as well. Because their form's just tapered off a little bit. Billy Smets didn't get much of a crack at it being the sub. I'd like to see him get a full game. I think he always deserved to get a full game.
Yeah, that's it.
So look, probably no injuries from it, which is great.
About time.
Yeah, a few names to float around. I don't think there'll be too many changes. Buse may come back. Menzel may get a look in. Stokes as well. Horn Smith, all the guys I mentioned.
Very good.
So we'll see how it goes, mate. But as I said, Brisbane should be a win there. For the most confident I felt about a win for a while.
Yeah, yep.
But we can't be complacent.
Absolutely not, because when we have been in the past, we've nearly coughed it up. In 2013, we won by a point. When I guess it was a dead rubber for us, but in the same token, I think if we lost and someone else won by more than, or by a lot, we could have been travelling maybe, but could have been another season, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it will be an easier game as compared to what we've had. I won't say it's a guaranteed win, but going by what's happening lately, you would think so. Not sure if we've won 3 in a row this year. If so, it would be the first time or second time we've won 3 in a row. But at the same time, we've got to play close to 100%, because if you play slightly off and the opposition's slightly on, things can turn away pretty quickly. And our form at Simmons hasn't been that great this season, which has been unfortunate. But I think we should get a reasonably comfortable win. So that's how I see this game going. I think the Cats will get a win by, I'd say, 6 goals or so. Maybe even more, but that's what I reckon, matey. How do you see it panning out?
Yeah, and so they should, mate. I think we're a better side than them, plus we've got more to play for as well. I mean, the Lions can play good footy, but, you know, Beams is out, Hanley was out. I'm not sure how long they're out for, but I don't think both of them will be back. And
heard whispers that Beams could be out for the year.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go.
The Warren Dogs reckon he could be out.
So, look, I mean, they've struggled with injury for a long time, similar to us, but we've got more to play for. I mean, really, if I'm getting ambitious and that, I feel we should be playing for a huge win. You know, we shouldn't just be looking to get the win. That percentage is going to be crucial in that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Definitely, I think we're in the box seat to really start to build some momentum. A couple of wins in a row. Tough wins, gritty wins. Now we've got a chance to maybe put a bit of icing on the cake, and because we do have a tough run after Brisbane from memory.
Absolutely,
and especially those last couple of games will probably, that'll decide whether we play finals or not.
For sure, yeah. I'll delve into that after you're done, mate.
Yeah, you delve right into it, mate. That's
right now. Well, all right, we've got Sydney coming up after Brisbane, I'm pretty sure, and then we've got Hawthorn either a week after that or 2 weeks after that. So I think we can still make it even if we do drop those two. But we'd have to win every single other game. And we've got Collingwood and Adelaide in the last 2 weeks. Adelaide at home. So Collingwood will be vying for a top 8 spot as well, depending on how the form goes and how they go the next few weeks. But yeah, there'll be 2 huge games. And as Shorty said, we'll basically decide whether we go on the finals or not. But it could be decided even earlier. If we drop a game, we shouldn't. But how costly is that Melbourne loss looking now, mate? We talked about it at the time, how costly it would be, and would be under less heat if we didn't drop that. And maybe even the North Melbourne game if you want to be picky. But yeah, some very, very tough games coming up that cutthroat.
Yeah, certainly. I think it'll probably come down to those last 2 games, no doubt. And
I reckon you could be right.
Very much 50-50 games, so it'll be very interesting.
Good stuff. Good review, mate, by the way, with limited information.
You got through as well. Limited info and you're a bit under the weather, but you pulled through nicely.
Thanks, pal. I'm trying my best. So, yeah, that's the review, with Geelong winning by 27 points. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to share it around to your mates. And subscribe as well. It's one of the most important features, buttons, whatever you like to call it. And don't forget to check out darijoe. Does a Geelong goal video highlights each week. I'm not sure if it'll be up yet because Smart Replay is being annoying. Still haven't been able to see it myself, so yeah, I'm really, really unhappy about it. But
yeah,
as you can tell. So yeah, don't forget to check out catstars.com.au as well, who uploads our stuff and some plenty of other stuff as well. Cats related, which is awesome. Don't forget to check him out and check out our other videos as well. We'd also do Q&As and AFL tips each week, so get onto that. That'd be fantastic. Thanks for sticking around, guys, and we'll see you all next time.